Okay, good morning, boys and girls. It is Thursday, April 16th, 2020, and let's go over our expectations for online learning before we start our lesson. So number one, please make sure that you have your pencil and packet available. I'll go ahead and give you about 10 seconds to make sure that you have your pencil, your packet, and you're also on the correct page. So 10, 9, 10. Awesome. Thank you for having your pencil sharpened in your packet. Turn to the page that says writing for April 16th, 2020. So number two, this is very important. When I say pause, please pause the video and fill out the next section. So, or if I'm going too fast with my timer, make sure to also pause your video because this is your learning and you are in control of it. Step 3 or expectation 3 is at the end of the video, there will be an exit ticket on Teams. And it just says exit ticket for 4/16/2020. It's very similar to what you have on the back of your paper. All right, let's go ahead and spark. So Thursday means it's Thankful Thursday. On the corner of your paper, just up here, you have a paper with a story. I have answers on the page, so that's why I didn't put it on there. Actually, I can do it right here. So on the corner of your paper, write what you're thankful for. I am thankful for blank. Please make it a complete sentence. Let me go ahead and put a minute on the clock. That should be plenty of time to, one, think about what you're thankful for, and then two, to write it down. So I know things are different right now, but even on your hardest days, what's something that you can be thankful for? Gratitude makes your life a lot better. It just makes you happier as a person. So, I can say that I am thankful for Arree Chung. Who is Arree Chung, you ask? Well, he is the author of the story that we're reading today. So, we have the story on the first page. It's called Mixed. And he just does a really great job of personifying the different colors. He says that the different colors do all these things, and it makes a really fun and cool story. So, what is personification again? Think about it. I know that y'all were rock stars yesterday on your exit ticket. So, personification is giving things that are not humans the ability to do human-like things. So maybe it's objects, ideas, animals. In this case, in the story called Mix, it's going to be colors. The colors are going to be able to do all these different human-like things. So your job right now is to find at least 5 examples of personification in this story. Like I said, this author personifies colors all throughout. So I'm pretty sure you won't have an issue with that. So whenever you see an example of personification, you just underline it. An example says, in the beginning, there were 3 colors, yellows, reds, and blues. Reds were the loudest. Can the color red really be loud? No. Like, whenever you see red, it doesn't make a noise at all. So like my cord right here is red. It doesn't. It just means that reds are like a really bold, bright color. So I'm actually going to have someone else read this to you so that you can see all the awesome illustrations. I'm going to pause the video on my screen so that we can talk about what's happening in the book as well, just like in normal class.
Hi friends! Today we're going to be reading Mixed, A Colorful Story by Arree Chung and read to you by Janice Bananas. In the beginning, there were 3 colors, reds, yellows, and blues. Reds were the loudest. La, 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 la. Yellows were the brightest. And blues were the coolest.
Okay, look in that first paragraph on your paper. I see at least 3 examples of personification. Can you find them? Let me put a minute on my clock. Awesome, thank you for underlining your personification. Make sure that you have all 3. Let's go to our paper. If you underlined reds were the loudest, because can a red in real life say la 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 on a microphone and be super loud? No. Yellows were the brightest. So I think what this means, the author is trying to say that yellows were super duper smart. Can a color be super super smart? Can they be bright? Not necessarily. And then blues were the coolest. So look how cool he looks inside of his car. All right, let's continue our story. Make sure that you had all 3 of those. If you did, kiss your brain because you're so smart.
Everyone lived in color harmony until...
Oh, no. Sorry, technical difficulty.
One afternoon, when a red said, "Reds are the best!" The yellows disagreed. "No, we're the best because we're the brightest." The blues were too cool to even respond.
So there was a lot of personification there. Let's pause and let's think about the story. So, what's going on with these colors right now? We know in real life that colors cannot shout at each other. But why do you think they're arguing? You said that the colors might be arguing because they're different from each other or they think that they're better than one another. I agree with you. So pause your video and try to find those different like examples of personification. We will go over it in a moment. Look at paragraph 2, what we just read, find the personification, underline it. Ready, set, go. Okay, thank you for unpausing your video. So if you said reds are the best, can the color red actually do that? No. So since it's saying that this thing is saying something, then it's personification. The yellows disagreed. No, we're the best. If you also said that was an example of personification, you're right. The blues were too cool to respond. That's also an example of personification. Let's see what happens next in our story.
The colors decided to live in separate parts of the city.
So they decided to live in separate parts of the city: Redville, Bluetown, and Yellow Heights. Isn't that sad? They're being so ugly to each other.
But then one day, a yellow noticed a blue, and something happened. I feel so happy when I'm near you, and I feel so calm when I'm with you. Yellow and blue became inseparable. Life felt so vibrant. But not all the colors were happy about it. Colors shouldn't mix. I don't like yellow's effect on blue. That blue isn't bright enough for yellow. But yellow and blue...
Okay, so go ahead and go back to your story. What examples of personification do you see? What are they saying the colors are doing? I want you to go ahead and pause your video, read through your text, and find all that awesome personification and underline it. Ready, set, go. Okay, let's talk about it. But then one day a yellow noticed a blue. Can the color yellow notice anything? This is my yellow marker. No, so that's personification because this thing yellow cannot do that. If you underlines yellow and blue became inseparable. then you're right. That's personification. Life felt so vibrant. This is actually one of my favorite examples of personification in this story. Can life feel? Can life touch? No, it can't. So that's actually a really great example of personification. If you said not all the colors were happy about it, then you're right as well. Can colors be happy or not happy? Not actually, right? So if you said red said colors shouldn't mix, good job. If you said a blue stated, I don't like that yellow affects on blue, you're right. If you said yellow whispered, that blue isn't bright enough for yellow, then you're right. Because we all know that colors can't talk. That's an example of personification. So let's go ahead and move on with our story.
Blue loved each other so much, they decided to mix.
Yay! Can wet colors really have a wedding? No.
Together, they created a new color. They named her Green. Green was bright like yellow and calm like blue. But really, she was a color all her own. Everyone was fascinated. Even the grumpy colors fell in love with Green. She's so cute. I've never seen anything like her before. Can I hold her? The colors began.
Wow. So let's think about the story. How is the story changing? So we know that the problem was, we talked about it before, was that the colors were being really ugly and mean to each other. How is the story changing? If you said something like, the colors are starting to get along now, that green was invented, then you're right. Okay, let's go back to our story. We just read 2 paragraphs together, so go ahead and find those examples of personification in your story in those 2 paragraphs. We will go over it when you unpause your video. Take as much time as you need to do that. Ready, set, go. Let's look at it. So the first sentence says, but yellow and blue loved each other so much that they decided to mix. Can colors in real life actually love each other? Not so much, but they can make a really cool color. Let's move on. Maybe that's what the author meant. If you underlined green was bright like yellow and calm like blue, then that's another example of personification, because if you notice on the illustrations, they meant like green was very smart and bright like yellow, and very calm and chill like blue. Let me see. And also, if you said something like, even the grumpy colors fell in love with green, first of all, can colors really be grumpy? Not really. And then, can they fall in love with another color in real life? No. Can they say things like, can I hold her in real life? No. So all of that is an example of personification. There's probably a lot more as well, but This book is just full of personification. Let's keep reading.
And to see new possibilities. Soon, other colors mixed, and mixed, and mixed, and mixed. There were so many new colors, and a lot of new names. Be careful, Jade. Don't forget your glasses, Lavender. Have fun, Amber. The old neighborhoods of Redville, Bluetown, and Yellow Heights didn't make sense anymore. Everyone wanted to live together, so they rebuilt the city. The new city was full of color. It wasn't perfect, but it was home.
Okay. Awesome. I love that story. So, thinking back, how did the colors solve their problem of having 3 separate parts of a city? So they had Redville, Bluetown, and Yellow Heights. How did they solve that problem? And how did they learn to get along? Think about it. So if you said something like the colors got along and weren't separated anymore because they started to make new colors, then you're right. Okay. Let's look at that last paragraph for personification. It said the colors began to see new possibilities. Can colors really see things in real life? No, they do not have eyeballs, so that's an example of personification. Soon, other colors mixed, and mixed. So, yeah. So, clearly there were a lot more than 5 examples, but I hope that you found at least 5 on your own. Let's talk about your exit ticket today. Go ahead and flip to the back. It says, step 1, read the sentence pair. Step 2, circle the letter of the sentence that uses personification. So you're given 2 choices. Which one is actually using personification? Step 3, underline the idea, object, or animal being personified and circle what they're doing to make it personification. So, an example. Number 1 says, clouds are playing in the sky. It's talking about clouds playing. Do clouds really play with each other in the sky? What does that actually mean? What is this writer actually describing? So, B says, the sky was filled with clouds. A is more so personification because clouds really can't play with each other. So, choose the best choice that shows personification. You have 2 through 11 to do all by yourself. This is on Teams, so after you're finished, please go onto Teams so I can see how you're doing with personification. All right, well, y'all have a great day, and I will talk and see you tomorrow. Oh, and if you have questions, you know how to reach me. So either reach me on Teams, Blue Jeans, or even Remind.